Well, welcome back everybody, and sadly this is not the story that I was planning on covering today on my birthday. I was going to keep it light. I was going to make some fun of Ironheart and some of the reactions coming in from that train wreck of a show that Disney Plus has put out. But unfortunately, this much bigger and more important story happened, and it's needing to be covered, so we're going to talk about it here. A popular YouTuber named Michaela Raines has passed away at 29 years old. Now, there's a lot of controversy around this story. We're just going to kind of go through the facts, and you can come to your own conclusion based on what we have to work with here. So this article from Men's Journal says Raines was well known for her fox rescue activism. Now, some backstory, I guess she has had an account on YouTube with 2.44 million subscribers, massive audience. And of course, this person ran a fox rescue, also rescued other animals as well, in the numbers of thousands of animals that she has rescued through her organization. Now, unfortunately, she leaves behind a husband and a little girl named Freya, and this is one of these situations that's really tragic because I guess she had borderline personality disorder on the autism spectrum, which, to be fair, I don't know exactly what that means because I think that everybody is diagnosed as having some form of autism these days. I mean, everybody and their uncle seems to be, quote, on the spectrum. But that being said, it seems that she truly did struggle from some actual mental issues, depression and whatnot. So spending a lot of time online was probably not the best thing for her. Something we'll also get into in a little bit here is the fact that I guess she did some adult work on the OF site, which I'm sure did not help her psyche. I mean, I think it's really honest to say that millions of women and girls putting their pictures of themselves 90% in the buff or completely, doing all sorts of degenerate things on OF is not going to be good for their mental health. I would argue that that's, a fair take to have. So there's this video that her husband put out talking about this situation. I'm going to play a little snippet of it, and then we're going to get into some of the more of the details surrounding it in a minute here. So I'm just going to play this.
For a few years, a group of people had been throwing dirt on Michaela's name and the rescue. Most of these are people she knew, and some of them are other animal sanctuaries. They consistently spread ridiculous claims and rumors, and being the sensitive human that she was, Michaela took it all to heart. And it hurt her. It hurt her a lot. But she pushed through. For years, she pushed through the pain of people trying to bring her down and the mental challenges she faced. And she still rescued hundreds of animals and changed the lives of so many. But recently, more of the rude words, accusations, and name-calling came from some of those she considered close friends. I think all of this stems from jealousy and envy. But she felt as if the entire world had turned against her. She had always battled with borderline personality disorder causing emotional instability, as well as impulsive behaviors. But this time it went too far. She couldn't bear what she was feeling any longer.
I'm going to stop this video right here because, I mean, you kind of get the idea. It's pretty awful, very tragic. And so, of course, what a lot of people are discovering is it's not just people that she personally knew, actual in real life friends that were, stabbing her in the back and, saying nasty things about her. But apparently there was a hate mob that had formed online that actually had a subreddit dedicated to, again, the SaveAFox foundation in the form of one of these Reddit Snark threads. Now, of course, we've seen this with like Ethan Klein, with, of course, the H3 Snark. And it seems to be some of the worst type of people imaginable that are existing on Reddit who just happen to be like terminally online weirdo freaks who just want to dox and harass and judge other people, even though they're some of the like absolute like worst scum on the planet. So you see down here, this user on Twitter says, already got someone who had started this as shown by people digging up any info. The person has doubled down on what he had done and is not apologizing for fabricating lies and starting a harassment campaign against her. The artist who had done this is Kazio Lion. Now, this is a user on multiple platforms. I believe this person's a furry artist of some sort. And this right here is on Wildlife Rehab on Reddit. claims some things she has done, talking about Michaela, buying foxes from fur farms, not actually rescuing them, letting a fox die from heat stroke, foxes getting seriously injured, paying her staff in cat food, stealing animals, possibly doing drugs. I don't know what that has to do with having an animal rescue, but whatever. Using animals for financial gain. Okay. Well, she has a YouTube channel featuring animals. That's kind of how that works. Even if she's running a rescue and it's well-intentioned, there's still going to be monetary gain to be made. Letting the foxes run around dogs and babies, very young children, okay. Inhumanely keeping animals alive, claiming to need money for the foxes' food, then using that money to buy more foxes, taking baby animals from their parents, trying to feed them, tried to get an art doll maker to make her a free doll for exposure. Then you can see right here it says, several years ago, and this is from that Kazio Lion person, I wrote an informational post explaining why a prominent figure in the animal rescue community is not the saint people think she is. Now I alone am being blamed for her passing. Now, I'm only going to go about halfway through this because it kind of tells you everything you need to know, right? A video dropped today announcing Michaela Rains had passed away. Ever since, my notifications have been overflowing with her meat riders. Again, within the first two sentences, you're calling people that are her supporters or people who are sad about it meat riders. Not exactly a good look for you. People have obsessively brigaded my posts and comments on various subs. You people are calling me slurs, threatening to dox me, and telling me to end myself as well, and somehow you're the good guys. I bet if I were actually to do it, you'd be very quiet. When I first found out what happened in the very heat of the moment, I felt no remorse. Then a pit made itself known in my stomach and began to expand, but now the way you people are behaving, the guilt is starting to wane. So this is a person who had participated in essentially brigading this person, Michaela, online, and no longer feels any guilt or remorse for her passing. You can see from this other user on Twitter, it says this piece of crap that ran the bully campaign that caused SaveAFox founder to self-terminate is now protected on Twitter, and I believe they're over on Blue Sky instead now. Most of those people are. Then another user puts this picture here, says one of them is digging their heels in. What a comparison to make. And this is from another person that was going after her. Is the owl video cute is their username. Says, I just wonder if I'll get a similar experience if Elon offs himself due to being bullied on Game Chat or Twitter. I'm not going to relish in her passing as I would for someone like Trump or Elon. But it doesn't change the fact that she caused a lot of harm for ego and clout. It would be disingenuous to retract my statements simply because she passed away. So it's basically like, I'm going to stand on principle and say, you know, I still think she's a piece of crap, regardless of the fact that we bullied her to the point where she took her own life. Complete scum, awful, evil behavior by these people. So from Reddit Lies on Twitter. Michaela Rains, founder of SaveAFox, took her own life. 2 months ago, she was seen on the SaveAFox Snark Reddit attempting to defend herself from her detractors. Here's how the subreddit's creator responded when she showed up. And you can see right here the person responds and says, in 2019, this was commonplace at your rescue for fighting between enclosures. You had a fox lose a leg a year ago and you just now fixed the fencing and you think that makes you look good. Stop taking in new animals. Get your crap figured out. You could do well, but your head is too far up your own ass to do so. If you don't want to deal with the public, then maybe just stick to OnlyFans. And again, I mentioned before that she actually was, from what I can tell, and this is again, from what I can tell without actually, you know, getting a link to her OnlyFans account to confirm that it's her, from what I can piece together from what I've seen online, she did have one of those accounts. Back in April of 2024, Reddit user Pale Explanation 709 created the SaveAFox Snark after rumors of a bobcat biting a volunteer surfaced. Same user would go on posting unsubstantiated speculation about the mysterious disappearance of Dakota the Coyote or discussing various injuries and passings at the rescue. At one point, the same user used ChatGPT to write a laundry list of ethical issues surrounding the rescue, most of which don't even appear to directly apply to SaveAFox. Other users began posting to the subreddit as well. A video of Michaela shooing a fox away with her foot was posted as evidence of her, quote, kicking a fox. The subreddit accused Michaela of selling Ruby's fur because Michaela was selling Ruby's shed in little jars. Michaela became aware of the subreddit sometime in the past 2 months. The official SaveAFox Rescue Reddit account was seen multiple times since April attempting to defend the rescue against her detractors. You can see some of the screenshots here of those conversations. And again, these people just don't care. They don't care. You can even pause and read these for yourselves. The people have already made up their opinion about this woman. And again, you do not have to like the fact that she was an OnlyFans model. I personally find it to be detrimental to society that there are so many women on there, so many men paying for it. It's just not a good, healthy practice in society, but it doesn't justify any of this. Like, these are the same people you would think that would be proud of her for empowering herself in this way. And then you can see further down, Reddit Lies says, this is just the tip of the iceberg. The Snark phenomenon exploded in popularity on Reddit in the spring of 2022 during the Josh Duggar sentencing. You can see right here, in July of last year, Fundy Snark Uncensored, a subreddit for targeting Christians, doxed the Lot family during a beach trip, sending false claims of child abuse. Last month, Sid Towel Snark was banned after accusing a 25-year-old woman with cancer of faking it for clout. Medea Snark relentlessly targeted Brianna Medea, who ultimately hired a digital investigator to identify 200 snarkers who she claimed turned her life into a living hell. It's clear the Snark subreddits are purpose-built for targeted harassment. The snarkers who run them feign concern while attempting to destroy the lives of their targets. Unfortunately, this culture of harassment may have cost a life yesterday. And of course, like I mentioned earlier in the video, we saw this recently with Ethan Klein a couple months ago with the H3H3 Snark Reddit, you know, sending CPS to his family's house to try to get his kids taken away from him. These are some of the most, like, deranged bottom feeder people on the planet, especially the ones that exist on the internet. And honestly, I feel like at this point, Reddit is more harmful than 4chan, than Kiwi Farms. It is probably the worst of the worst when it comes to places that terrible people gather. Maybe Blue Sky is worse. I know that there's a lot of the unmentionable people on Blue Sky who like the little ones, but again, Reddit seems to be full of complete loser mentality people, and this is just sad. It's just sad either way. It's sad that her husband had to go through this. It's sad that her life seemed to be so miserable before she ended it. It's sad all the way around. So anyways, guys, if you have more information to share, leave a comment down below. I'm very curious if what else is going to come out. But again, at the end of the day, this is just unfortunate that she had to end her life this way. So I'm going to leave it right there. Share a comment down below, and I will catch you guys on the next one. All right, and if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you for being here. I do have 2 channels, Minimal Effort Podcast, as well as my gaming channel. I do have a Twitch and Kick for my gaming channel. We do live streams over there occasionally, maybe once a week. And then if you are in the market for a new PC, make sure to check out Meta PCs. Click the link I have down below. Use code TBO at checkout for a special discount. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time.